So, hey there, everyone. I am here to introduce to you George Banks, who is a serial entrepreneur and passionate tech founder. And I've been working with George for the last couple of years, and we wanted to show the story of both his challenges, but also his successes as well. So, George, great to be here with you.
Thank you, Jess. Thanks for the interview.
Yeah, no, that's great. So, I think it'd be great to hear or to start with you actually sharing with like where did all of this begin? Like how did you've been on this huge big journey of building lots of businesses, but where did it start?
It started when I was young. I grew up in the inner suburbs of Sydney,
Yeah.
Australia, and I was at a local school and wasn't the best student. I just my mind always thought differently from a very young age.
Yeah.
The teacher didn't think that I fit in really well with the curriculum and my attitudes. And so she had said to me one day that I would amount to nothing.
And that was a real key thing for you, isn't it? It's something that's really been, something
It
that stuck
was.
with you.
It was. At the time, her name was Ms. Zanevsky.
Yeah.
And at the time, I hated Ms. Zanevsky. I think very differently about that situation today. But at the time, it was something that sat deep inside my belly, and I wanted to always prove that I would not amount to nothing. So I went out all the time and striving to do better in my life, and had her words sitting at the back of my mind until today. So I left school, dropped out of year 10, went out and had some different jobs at the time. Wasn't happy, with where I was working. I always thought that the way that they were running their business was wrong and that I could do better even from a young age.
Yeah.
I've held 4 jobs in my life. I had 37 companies that failed before the 38th facilities, which has done, significantly well.
That's an incredible, like 37 companies. Like that's a lot of companies and a lot of like resilience and coming up with new ideas, and it's an amazing journey. Like, and you've been in all different industries as well.
I have. I love. I've always got great ideas from a very young age. My friends used to laugh when I'd come up with certain ideas about things. It was always very innovative, blue ocean. Things that are not being done anywhere else, and that's my passion. I've been in many different industries, as you say. I've worked in construction. I've worked in finance. I've worked in selling diamonds, and many more different industries. And I did transport. And I think that today, being involved in all of those different businesses has helped what I'm doing today.
Yes.
Because I'm building a business that applies to many industries. And so having that understanding from a very young age has helped me significantly to understand how those businesses operate and how we can apply to them.
And I love the transition that you've made from, main facilities was obviously in construction to stepping in and building like tech businesses or startups that's quite a leap, and I know that you had to learn a lot. It was kind of a new thing, but that's really where your passion is now, and really where you want to focus.
I think any industry that I've gone into, I immerse myself into it. I want to understand it.
Yes.
And the first correlation from construction to tech was Talk 5, being a safety platform. Having a construction company, there was a time out on a contract that I was working on a motorway where we discovered that there was people with lower literacy level, cultural and linguistic diversity that had issues understanding information. That was the first concept of Talk 5, but it all rooted back, the safety rooted back to an incident that I witnessed when I was young. I saw somebody falling off a roof at the age of 10. There were no safety systems and processes in place. So building this startup is something that comes from a very deep level, just like the comment made by Ms. Zanevsky. And that's the drive for startup. I've experienced different things at main facilities, and where we were there, I built up the business significantly, had a huge number of staff, but went through burnout,
Yeah.
I had to restructure the company. And then at that time is when I found you.
Yes.
And you came along and helped me to understand where I was as a person and where I was sitting with the burnout and how we can make me perform better. Especially being involved in multiple startups, it's hard to juggle so many things, right?
Yeah.
So, you came along and we looked at the business and we looked at main facilities and where it was, and we had restructured. So in essence, it became a startup again. So we had to take that startup and scale up back to where it was or where it sits on its revenue journey. But being able to then apply that, an established business, treating it as a startup and going to scale up very easily, but also adapting that to the startup of Talk 5 and where that sits and bringing all the staffing together, the culture days that we did, bringing everybody and trying to align them together in the business, understanding their personal goals, their personal growth, aligning that with my personal goals and personal growth and that of the business, I think has set up Talk 5 on a really good trajectory.
And it's been amazing to watch, to come in there and to see how the uptake of, understanding the culture and the importance of having the right type of culture to be able to scale up, and also understanding, like you say, the alignment of their vision, the business vision and your vision, and moving that forward. It's just, the herding of people that you were doing before has just gone away. Like they just know where they're heading. And so there's traction there. There's a lot more momentum forward. If you were to say, like, what's the top thing in, because we've been through a few of the high performance programs, what would be the sort of the top thing that you say, like, this has been really helpful for you in this journey like that?
I think number one was the people. In any organization, people is always the hardest thing to manage. When I went and did my executive MBA, I did really well in managing people in organizations, but then actually applying that in a practical sense, it's not easy because people, it's not about themselves, it's about their family, it's about their lives and what's going on there and understanding that. So you're not just an employer in a startup, you're a father, you're a brother, you're a confidant, and I think bringing people and understanding the people in the organization and what we've done with this program is connecting us together with these people, connecting us with our staff as family and nurturing that. One team, one dream. Right?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Amazing. And now looking at putting all of this together in a way that, you now want to share. This is another blue ocean idea that you have with Entrepreneurs Concierge, where we're really putting all of these pieces together. So tell us more about that.
So, building so many businesses, having so many failures and successes, I have learned what works and what doesn't. I have met the right people to take us or to take a startup in the correct way forward, on the right journey. And so I thought there's nothing out there that there's a lot of programs, but there's nothing where it's a concierge service where you can come to Entrepreneurs Concierge as a startup and pitch your idea, and if it's great, then we could nurture that and bring in a partner network that could help people from ideation and building out wireframes and concepts to legals and patent, trademark, IP, T's and C's, all of the little bits that you don't think about as an entrepreneur, as a startup.
Yeah.
And as an entrepreneur, we're risk takers, aren't we? Right.
Yes.
So we spend money, and if we lose it, doesn't matter. We keep going because we believe the dream. We're so immersed in it. But there needs to be a better way. There needs to be a better community. And that's what Entrepreneurs Concierge is all about. Bringing members together that we could assist and just, like put the bumpers up. Bowling, right? Same sort of concept. Is put those bumpers up and just help people on that journey to get there a little bit faster. What we'll also be doing in Entrepreneurs Concierge is taking people through a program, because it's not just about having a great idea.
Yep.
It's the person behind the idea. And how long can that person sustain staying in on that idea? If you don't have a day job and you're just an entrepreneur and you're trying to get off the ground, more than likely you're going to fail. You need something that's going to keep you going. Or you need a concierge service that's going to help you get there. And then you need funding. So what we want to do is bring all of these together, is bring the network together to help you grow, to help the business see the light of day, work with the founder and the team around culture. And, you know, you could probably talk a lot more about that, around culture and how to build a team and make sure that everybody's aligned, and then funding, right?
Yes.
And you know, whoever comes out of the program, founders that do significantly well and take on the concepts and things that we share with them and make it a reality, will get funding at the end of the program.
Exactly. So there's really kind of 3 parts to the program. It's like, okay, how do we build up the founders' skill in their own performance, like we did with you? How do we help the founder from actually leading a scale up? Because it's daunting, right? You know, you go, wow, like I've got a great idea, I've got interest, and now all of a sudden this could get really big. Like, how do I take these people and get them scale up ready, as well as myself, of course. And then it's the building the culture, the performance culture that is ready for scale up, and tying that to the goals and the tech roadmap and everything, so that you have a clear vision. So people are making decisions every single day when you're not there, and you need them to be making the right decisions.
Correct.
And that's where, you know, when we're doing it this way, we'll help the entire team to be making the right decisions and move faster, together with the partnership services and all of those things. So yeah, this is exciting. I'm looking forward to helping. And you know, you're very passionate about the whole kind of startup, and you want to be part of that startup community, and are now creating it of your own. And certainly for myself, it's also to be, you know, I'm all about people. You know, I think pulling out the performance and potential of people is everything. That's why we're here. Really. So yeah, amazing.
And I think I want to make it clear that, you know, there's many incubators out there and accelerator programs, and that's not what Entrepreneurs Concierge is. You know, incubators and accelerators, they're great. You know, they try to help you pave the way to market, but there's no bumpers. There's no assistance in, it's okay to fail, right? And if you do, we're there. We've got your back. But here are some partners that work with us that can take that burden away from failing, right? And here's some money to keep you going, right? Because we believe in the product. We believe in your journey as a founder.
Yeah, amazing. Well, thanks so much for sharing your journey.
Okay. Thanks for having me.
And you know, it's been absolutely amazing to work with you. Someone who is really so humble and willing and open to learn, but also very clear on where you want to go and how you want to do things. It's just a perfect match. So
thanks, Jess.
Yeah, been amazing.
I love working with you too.
Awesome. Thanks, George.